Alright. The insane amount of DC characters who have already appeared in the DCU. That was corny as hell, but anyways, let's go.
Spoilers for Creature Commandos Season 1, Superman, and Peacemaker Season 2. Now that the 320 this video contains full spoilers for Creature Commandos Season 1, Superman, and Peacemaker Season 2. Now that the
Yeah, I
three
heard him.
2025
So they
projects have
haven't
been
watched that
released,
shit.
the
You don't want to
DCU
be
has already
spoiled.
cemented itself as an expansive DC universe,
Come back
having
later.
adapted in some
Watch
sort
them
of
and come back
capacity
later.
over 100 DC characters. In this video, I will be going over every single one of these characters, briefly go over what we know about each one, where they appear, their confirmed upcoming appearances, and their role in the DCU, all in order of appearance. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, become a member in the Noble tier or above for early access to videos, or in the King tier for a special shout out. Thanks to these members for the extra support. Creature Commandos debuted easily the most DC characters, 53 to be exact. Technically, the first ever character to appear in the DCU is Rick Flag Sr., played by Frank Grillo. He's the father of the late Rick Flag Jr., the former leader of Task Force M, and now both Argus director and the spearhead behind Salvation. Flag is the most recurring character in the DCU, appearing in Creature Commandos, Superman Peacemaker Season 2, and with confirmed appearances in Man of Tomorrow and Waller. He'll be a key player in the first chapter. Viola Davis reprises her role as Amanda Waller. Her roles in the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker Season 1 are entirely canon. This is meant to lead to her appearing in her own show, which would be the fourth appearance if you count loose canon projects. We'll see what the future holds for her. Cersei is a very prominent Wonder Woman villain in the comics, who in the DCU has yet to meet Wonder Woman, but she is a Themysciran character, played by Anya Shalatra. Right now she's imprisoned in Belle Reve with a huge Dr. Phosphorus handprint on her face. I highly doubt she'll have that the next time we see her, but I do think she will be sent to Salvation. Nina Mazursky was voiced by Zoe Chow and was a human born in Star City with fatal defects to scientist Edward Mazursky, who genetically modified her, turning her into a fish woman who can breathe underwater but not on land. Nina was killed by Ilana Rostovic, and I don't think we'll ever see her again. G.I. Robot is voiced by Sean Gunn and was a robot created during World War II to fight the Nazis, which became his one and only goal. He was a member of Easy Company, was the basis for the Metal Men, and was eventually destroyed by Cersei as a member of the Creature Commandos. Fortunately, he's a robot, so he was just rebuilt not too long after into a far larger body. He's now a current member of Task Force M and will return in Season 2. Alex Sartorius is the Batman villain Dr. Phosphorus, voiced by Alan Tudyk, a former husband, father, and mob boss. Phosphorus was defeated by
By the way, I'm not really talking or reacting right now because I already know these characters. I mean, like, I know all these characters, but like, I already seen these characters before. Feel me? And I'm waiting for he talks about shit like in the background and stuff like that. Because 53 characters, I most definitely did not catch all 53 cameos.
Batman, sent to Belle Reve, and made a Creature Commando. Phosphorus is alive, a current member of the Commandos, and will return in Season 2. The Bride is voiced by Indira Varma and is an ageless, stitched-together corpse created by Victor Frankenstein. In the present, she is in Argus custody and is the leader of the Creature Commandos, going right into Season 2, with Eric Frankenstein right on her tail. Weasel joins Amanda Waller as another character who continues loose canon appearances from the Suicide Squad, where he was also voiced by Sean Gunn. In the comics, Weasel is a Firestorm villain, with his origin being connected to Firestorm. That does not seem to be the case here as far as we know. Weasel is alive, a current member of the Creature Commandos, and will return for Season 2. Eric Frankenstein, voiced by David Harbour, is a tad bit older than the Bride, although it's unclear by how much. The Bride is nearly 200 years old, Eric might be over 200 years old. Eric is still very much alive and still has the same goal as always, chasing the Bride. It seems like he had no changes over the course of the season. He'll return in Season 2. The two Frankensteins were created by Victor Frankenstein, voiced by Peter Serafinowicz. After creating and grooming the Bride, Victor was killed by Eric Frankenstein. As mentioned, G.I. was a member of Easy Company, a group of soldiers from the comics who fought in the Frankenstein, voiced by Peter Serafinowicz.
Wasn't that the guy from Guards? I'm pretty sure he's in Mad Stuff. I'm talking about like where I remember him right now, recent memory. Isn't he the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy that he's in the first movie that he sees them and he's like, he look like a bunch of a-holes. That dude, is that him?
After creating and grooming the bride, Victor was killed by Eric Frankenstein. As mentioned, GI was a member of Easy Company, a group of soldiers from the comics who fought in the European theater of World War II. Their leader is Sergeant Franklin Rock, who's voiced by Maurice Sterling, but will be played by someone else if he ever appears in live action. This is meant to happen in a Sergeant Rock movie, which actually cast Colin Farrell, before then being delayed, so that might be changed. Rock and all the other members are likely deceased in the present, but nothing is known about their statuses past 1943, aside from Will Magnus not having heard of them in the 1960s. The other members are also likely to appear in the Sergeant Rock movie, with new actors. Horace Canfield, aka Bulldozer, was voiced by Paul Ben Victor. Louis Kiani, aka Little Sure Shot, was voiced by Robbie Damon. And then there's also Harold Shapiro, aka Wildman, Canary, Four Eyes, and many other unnamed members.
Oh shit, I didn't know like at least two of the background characters were like actual characters from the comics. That's dope.
One of whom is probably Bogman, as G.I. Robot
By the
mentions.
way, I know my
In the
mic was
comics, Bogman is a creature of the Black Lagoon type monster who was a
Sorry,
member
I
of
saw
the
that.
Creature Commandos and has 3 total comic appearances. It seems like one of the members of Easy Company is simply called Bogman, which I guess can kind of be considered an adaptation of the comic book Creature Commando. G.I.
Okay.
was taken by Will Magnus. Will is voiced by Alan Tudyk, and
He makes the Machine Man, something like that, right? I know he's gonna say it, but just to let you know, I ain't dumb.
is around during the 1960s, where he uses G.I. Robot to find the missing piece to complete his Metal Men project, which is his role in the comics, the creator of the Metal Men. His current status is unknown, but he's almost certainly dead or really old, and if he ever appears in live action, I don't think he'll be played by Alan Tudyk. Other villains were no more than cameos, like the Justice League villain Shaggy Man, a giant hairy monster created by a mad scientist. The same is true for the Fisherman and Aquaman villains, Sven Larson, aka the Animal Vegetable Mineral Man, an enemy of the Doom
Animal, vegetable, what? Animal, vegetable, middleman? I've heard of that character before. That is crazy. What a weird fucking character. That had to been created like during the golden or silver age of comics. Cause what a name.
Patrol, and finally the Crimson Centipede, a Wonder Woman villain. Johnny Cosmos, played by Steve Agee, makes his DCU debut in a few episodes of Creature Commandos, but his previous appearances in the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are entirely canon. John is set to return technically for the 5th time on Waller, meaning if you count loose canon appearances, John is tied with a few others for the most recurring.
So I'm pretty sure the characters he's talking about right now are like hardcore, straight up like DCU canon. That's why he started with Creature Commando characters. Okay. Because I was about to say, if he's doing all of these characters from the DCU, why didn't he start from Suicide Squad? If that's the case. Filming the Suicide Squad. But no. He's starting from where technically the DCU canon starts, which is Creature Commandos.
Character in the DCU. Attempting to come to Weasel's defense was Elizabeth Bates, voiced by Linda Cardellini. This is the first ever adaptation of a character named Betty Bates, a New York City-based lawyer in the Quality Comics universe, appearing exclusively between 1940 and 1950, before Quality was purchased by DC, meaning she's not actually technically a DC character. This is an insane deep cut. Bates is still alive, and seeing as Weasel is still around, we're likely to see her again, and maybe in Season 2. Cersei's vision greatly expanded the DCU by giving what was technically the official debuts of 16 DC characters, most of whom have actually already the official debuts of 16 DC. Greatly expanded the DCU by giving what was technically the official debuts of 16 DC characters, most of whom have actually already made full appearances. Gorilla Grodd has not. Primarily a Flash villain, Grodd appeared exclusively in this vision for now, teaming up with Alana to take over the world. No voice actor, no confirmed future appearances, nothing but this contextless scene. I guess we'll find out one day, maybe in Season 2, or maybe in the chapter as a whole. Superman debuted in Cersei's vision before his titular role in Superman, played by David Cornsweet. Counting cameos, he's appeared 3 times. He's set to return in Man of Tomorrow, where he'll be forced to team up with Lex Luthor to fight a bigger threat. Batman.
By the way, if there's anybody that's watching me that's like a hater of James Gunn's DCU, or not technically a hater, they're just not like, they're just not with it. It's just not for them. This might not be the place for you. Like you can sit here and watch me because I'm gonna type either to be like James Gunn, James Gunn. No, that's not me either. That's not me either. But I'm like down for anything from the DCU, and I'm so ready for this new take on the DCU. So all that negative shit. Don't bring that shit here. I mean, people are gonna do whatever they want, so you could be negative if you want. I don't care, but please don't, because I'm not a negative person. And I promise you, I'm saying this in the most nice way possible. Like literally. And if you don't like James Gunn DCU, but you're still curious, that you're that kind of person that's like low key curious to themselves, like they want to still see what's up. Watch my videos. I'm not gonna talk shit. I don't. I won't judge you. Go ahead, bro. But don't come talking shit, please. In my comments, please. Thank you.
Has made 2 cameo appearances so far, in one of which he showed up to stop Dr. Phosphorus. Batman will go on to appear in The Brave and the Bold, maybe Clayface, and depending on if it's in the DCU, dynamic duo. Wonder Woman has appeared only in Cersei's vision for now, but we do know a bit about her, like the suit she wears, appearances of a few of her enemies, and knowledge about Themyscira. She's set to return in a Wonder Woman movie currently in development. Robin, specifically Damian Wayne, has also only appeared in this vision,
Okay.
but is set to make his full debut in The Brave and the Bold, in which he'll be
I thought I
revealed
was
to exist to his
talking.
father before taking
Yeah,
on
I
the
didn't hear
role
me.
of Robin after someone else. He might also appear in Teen Titans.
23 more
Another tie
characters.
for most recurring character in the DCU, only if you count loose cannon projects, is Chris Smith, aka Peacemaker. His role in the Suicide Squad is entirely canon, his role in Peacemaker is entirely canon for the most part, aside from a few lines of dialogue, and he has appeared in all 3 DCU projects so far, including 2 cameos and 1 titular role. A founder of Checkmate and currently technically in a relationship with Amelia Harcourt, he's also currently on Salvation. He's set to return, but we don't know when.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I forgot about that. This nigga got stuck in Salvation. He got stuck in the alternate dimension. I don't know. I forgot about that. That was like not even that long ago.
Ace, aka Vigilante, is played by Freddie Stroma. His role in Peacemaker Season 1 is entirely canon. He's a founder of Checkmate and will also return at some point, but again, we don't know when. The same goes for Judo Master, played by Nat Lee, now revealed to be named Rip Jagger. His role in Peacemaker Season 1 is entirely canon. He appeared in this vision and in Peacemaker Season 2. Jaime Reyes, aka Blue Beetle, and his beetle Kaji Da have technically only appeared.
I've seen this before. This picture of Blue Beetle before. I do not like this. He looks so evil here. I don't know. It's the pupils. It's literally just the pupils and the way his eyes are slanted. Other than that, my boy looks evil here.
In this vision, but also obviously appeared in the loose cannon project Blue Beetle. Zola Marduena is returning in the role for a follow-up animated series, but we don't yet know what parts of the movie and his role in it are still canon. Kendra Saunders, aka Hawkgirl, debuted in this vision before then returning for the next 2 projects in 2025. Kendra is played by Isabella Merced, is a member of the Justice Gang, and
Her fine ass. She is so fine, bro. All respect. She is mad fine.
kill Vasil Gurkos, helping set Rick Flag Sr. on the path to salvation. She will return in Man of Tomorrow. Michael Carter, aka Booster Gold, cameoed in this vision and will go on to appear
Hawkgirl's
in his own show currently being written. He's from the future, having come to this time for fame and fortune. We'll learn a lot more in Booster Gold. Hara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, debuted in this vision before cameoing 2 more times in Superman and Peacemaker, played by Millie Alcock in Superman. She'll finally make a full appearance in Supergirl as the main character. She's Krypto's owner, a depressed drunk, and came to Earth not too long after Superman debuted. Guy Gardner, aka Green Lantern, Lantern is played by Nathan Fillion. He's a member of the Green Lantern Corps and the leader of the Justice Gang. Guy appeared in the 3 2025 projects and will appear again on Lanterns. Michael Holt, aka Mr. Terrific, is played by Eddie Gathecki, one of the members of the Justice Gang in one of these smartest people on Earth. He has no confirmed upcoming appearances, but a Mr. Terrific TV show has been rumored. The only character in this vision with no confirmed appearances at all outside of this vision, alongside Gorilla Grodd, is ironically his arch enemy, the Flash. This is meant to be Wally West. It was not clear at all that this was him, but it was mentioned by the showrunner of the show that it was. We don't know anything else about him. Technically, Coriander, aka Starfire, also does not have any confirmed appearances, but with a Teen Titans movie being confirmed, she's very likely to appear there. Isla McPherson was voiced by Stephanie Beatrice and was an expert on Themyscira. She was killed by Clayface. This is Summer Day, aka Hyena, an enemy of Firestorm in the comics just like Weasel. She is alive in Argus custody. This is Grace Ballin, aka Orca, a Batman villain, also alive in Argus custody, the same going for Chemo, an enemy of the Metal Men, and Egg Fu, an enemy of Wonder Woman.
I remember him from
Congarilla, voiced by Jason Konopsius, is a character who in the comics is a hero and at one point a member of the Justice League, a man named William Glenn Morgan or Congo Bill, who switched bodies with a mystical gorilla. Congarilla was changed into a villain, and also a short-lived one, as he was seemingly killed by the Bride. Nosferatu had no lines, so she's yet to be cast, but she will return in Season 2, as she is now a member of the Creature Commandos. The same goes for Kallus, no lines, but as a member of the Commandos, he is coming back. This bug-eyed bandit is the Atom villain Bertram Larvin, aka the Bug-Eyed Bandit, although changed from wearing a costume and using robot insects into being a metahuman with actual big bug eyes.
Ew,
Clayface was voiced by Alan Tudyk and will be played by Tom Rhys-Harries in the movie if they are the same Clayface.
I was gonna say, are they the same Clayface? Because they haven't confirmed that.
They are, then this is Matt Hagen, a former B-movie actor who took a serum to stay relevant. That is Basil Carlos's origin, suggesting the two were merged into one. It'd be weird if this was Basil Carlo with Matt Hagen's origin. Clayface is alive and likely in Argus custody. Maybe he'll appear in Season 2. Maybe he'll even join the Commandos. Rupert Thorne was voiced by Ben Davis and was responsible for Dr. Frost.
Dude, when I found out that he was the one that voiced Rupert Thorne, dude, I got so hyped. That's fucking Dutch. He will always and forever be Dutch to me.
Joined the Commandos. Rupert Thorne was voiced by Ben Davis and
Ben Davis. He will forever be Dutch. And also, if you watch the show and you don't know who that is, but you know who Dutch is from Red Dead Redemption 2, that's who voices him. That dude is also tall as fuck. Like in real life, that dude is fucking tall. But yeah, and for some reason in the Batman movie they want to do like flashbacks or shit like that, like flashbacks in Gotham. He could play Rupert Thorne as well. He has to look, feel me, and he obviously has the voice. He's the voice of him. So yeah, I feel like if they wanted a Rupert Thorne for live action for like a flashback scene or anything, get Ben Davis back. Why not? Feel me? He looks just look on side by side. He could play it off.
Was responsible.
He could play it off. He could pull it off.
For Dr. Phosphorus.
Also, this shit was so fucked up. And then when they fucking put his hands in the blood, dude.
His villain origin, which in turn led to his own demise, as he was killed.
Alright, I gotta stop pausing. I'm only 11 minutes in and it's 22 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna stop pausing.
I actually can see Thorne popping up in a project that doesn't take place in the present day, like maybe Clayface. If he does, he will definitely be played by Ben Davis.
Yes, I hope.
In the comics, Nina Mazursky's father was only ever given a name in the Flashpoint timeline, which is where she originates from. There, his name was Myron. For whatever reason, they didn't take that name, instead calling him Edward Mazursky. Also different from the comics is that he is her biological father rather than adopted, and he has no involvement with the Creature Commandos, which was his creation in the comics. Edward was voiced by Greg Henry and is deceased, having been killed by the Star City police. The final DC character to debut in Creature Commandos is Nanaue, aka King Shark, continuing his loose canon appearances in the Suicide Squad, which is likely entirely canon. There he was voiced by Sylvester Stallone. Here he's played by Diedrich Bader, now a member of the Commandos Commandos, he will return in Season 2. Superman also introduced a good amount of characters, 30 to be specific. It's a lot considering a lot of Superman's characters already debuted in Creature Commandos. Crypto the Superdog is Kara's dog, watched over by Clark. He's modeled after.
I feel like bro should say something different though. My boy keeps saying introduce. No, they didn't introduce. They were oh my fault, son outside. There a lot of these characters were Easter eggs. They weren't introduced.
James Gunn's dog Ozu, and will return in Supergirl, in which he might have a pretty brutal fate. The Superman robots are a group of characters, but they're also individual characters based on the Superman robots from the comics, specifically those
All-Star
from All-Star Superman. They are created by the Fortress of Solitude in order to aid Superman and guard the fortress. 4, now known as Gary, is played by Alan Tudyk, 12 by Grace Chan, 5 by Pom Clementif, 1 is voiced by Michael Rooker, and later we meet 22, voiced by Jennifer Holland. I'm counting all of these characters.
I was gonna call her Amelia Harcourt.
As one individual adaptation. Jor-El and Lara Lor-Van are played by Bradley Cooper and Angela Sarafian respectively. They are obviously both dead, but also unique takes on the elves who wanted Kal to take over the world. Thankfully, the message was damaged and
I like that. I like that. I know it's controversial, but I like that. It's a little different. Feel me? It's a little different from modern day. Now that is different, like nobody has done it before. There's literally Invincible. That's the same story. But you know what I'm trying to say, like, for Superman though.
thankfully, Superman was raised by the Kents. I doubt we'll ever see them again unless they want to reveal that the message was doctored, maybe by Brainiac. Angela Spica, aka The Engineer, is played by Maria Gabriela de Faria. She's a nanite-diffused meta who worked for Luthor, whose current status is unknown aside from her being alive. She's meant to return in the Authority if that ever happens, and is hinted to return in Man of Tomorrow. In the comics, she originates in the Wildstorm universe and was a founding member of the Authority. Ultraman takes inspiration from a few sources. Chief among them is not Ultraman, the Superman Earth 3 counterpart, but it's actually Bizarro, a dumb clone of Superman created by Luthor. He was swept away into a black hole, but is still alive somewhere. He's played by David Corenswet and will likely return at some point. Eve Tessmacher, played by Sarah Sampiao, is a former employee and ex-girlfriend of Lex Luthor, currently dating Jimmy Olsen, likely to return in Man of Tomorrow. Going down the line of Luthor Corp employees leading to Lex, they all appeared in Superman, some appeared in Peacemaker, and those that did will probably return in Man of Tomorrow. Sidney Happerson is played by Stephen Blakeheart. In the comics, he is a LexCorp employee, and the same is true here. He appeared in Superman and Peacemaker and will probably return in Man of Tomorrow. Cheryl Jimble is played by Giovanni Cruz and only appeared in Superman. In the comics, she is the head of the Space Division at LexCorp. Here, it seems like she's just another one of the employees at Luthor Corp. Another LexCorp employee from the comics who appears here is Ali Jessup, played by Bonnie DiCepolo. She appeared in Peacemaker, meaning she's probably returning in Man of Tomorrow. With the same going for Otis Berg, played by Terrence Rossmore, and Amanda McCoy, played by Natasha Halevi, both of whom were employees of Lex's in the comics. Larry Chin, played by Paul Kim, is an adaptation of a character who worked for Luthor in the comics named the Combator, who appeared in 4 issues and died pretty quickly. Desmond Farr and Dean Farr are also very unique DC characters. They're played by brothers Christian Lees and Jonah Lees because they are themselves brothers. And
that's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought they were real people, like they were real twins. But who knows? They could have been just the same actor, just put on like different prosthetics, just look a little different. That's cool. I didn't know they were real brothers.
In the comics, forgotten superheroes known as
It's like the bodyguards from the Batman, the bodyguard for the Penguins Club from the Batman movies from 2022. The twins, the bodyguards. In real life, they're real brothers. That's fire.
Tiger Man. I don't know if they'll ever become Tiger Man in the DCU, but that would be a pretty big pivot from their roles now. And finally, Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, the main villain of Superman, sent to Belle Reve, currently partnered with Argus and in Van Cole Prison, and will return as what seems like maybe the main character, or at least shared as the main character with Superman, in Man of Tomorrow. The title might very well be about him. Perry White is played by Wendell Pierce, and like the comics, is the editor-in-chief of the Daily Planet, a staff that includes also Steve Lombard, played by Breck Bennett, Michaela Hoover as Cat Grant, Skylar Gazondo as Jimmy Olsen, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Christopher McDonald as Ron Troop. They all are probably returning in Man of Tomorrow, but as of right now, only Lois has been confirmed. They all might also return in the rumored Jimmy Olsen TV show that is in development, although again, it's just a rumor. Jonathan and Martha Kent, Grant, Clark's parents, and the saviors of the world are played by Pruitt Taylor Vince and Neva Howell, respectively. Flo Crawley, played by Tinashe Kajish, is the one character that Superman brings back from the DCEU, continuing her loose cannon appearance in the Suicide Squad, somehow going
For the what?
from the DC. Crawley, played by Tinashe Kajish, is the one character that Superman brings back from the DCEU, continuing
Bro, what? What do you? Huh? Hold up. Hold up.
Tinashe Kajish is the one character that Superman brings back from the DCEU, continuing her loose cannon appearance in the Suicide Squad.
Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean she's the only character Superman brings from the DCEU? What about John? What about Amelia? What about Peacemaker? What about literally everybody else? Am I tweaking or did he? I think he said that wrong, right? S- she's the only character Superman has brought in from the DCEU. No, brother. I I don't think that was the right way to put that.
Howell, respectively. Flo Crawley, played by Tinashe Kajish, is the one character that Superman brings back from the DCEU, continuing her loose cannon appearance in the Suicide Squad,
I could be
somehow
tweaking.
going from Task Force X staff member to director of the FBI in just 3 years. In the comics, Flo is indeed a Suicide Squad task member and also the cousin of Amanda Waller. A secret DC character you might have missed is US Attorney General Albert Tyler, who in the comics was also the Attorney General, and the father of Delilah Tyler, the current day Phantom Lady. A different Phantom Lady from World War II does exist in this world. We'll get back to that later in a different segment. Rex Mason, aka Metamorpho, or the Element Man, is played by Anthony Carrigan and is a new recruit to the Justice Gang. He must have become Metamorpho multiple years ago, since he actually has a kid as Metamorpho. His son, Joey
Oh
Mason,
yeah,
is
that's true.
also
Yeah.
a meta. Joey is a character from the comics, as is Joey's mother, Sapphire Stagg, played by Louise Krause. Rex, at the very least, is certainly
And wasn't Anthony Kerrigan and the female actor? Sorry, I forgot her name already. Weren't they on Barry together? The show Barry.
likely to appear again in Man of Tomorrow. As for Joey, this is a unique situation because it's never really been explored in the comics, but since time moves like a normal world in the DCU, he'll grow up, and eventually, maybe in chapter 2 or 3, he could be like a Teen Titan or something. Finally, Maxwell Lord made a short cameo, and then another longer one on Peacemaker, played by Sean Gunn. As the manager of the Justice Gang, he'll be a recurring character in the DCU. It's possible he has metahuman powers based on this appearance in the mural.
When I saw that picture, I was like, I don't think that's just a picture. I mean, like, I don't think that's just a part of the mural. I think he has some kind of powers, which will be dope. And if he doesn't, cool, I don't care.
But also, he's going to be entirely based on his pre-villainous role of being the
So he
Justice
is gonna be
League's
good then.
manager, albeit the Justice Gang instead. Peacemaker Season 2 brings down the amount of DC character introductions considerably, only 7, and over half of them are returning characters. This includes Robert Patrick as Augie Smith, aka White Dragon.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Superman. Look, and if you're trying to say no, 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 what he means is like that's the only actor from that show that appeared on, on in Superman. No, bullshit. Peacemaker was also he also made an appearance in Superman. I'm trying to say Rick Flag. Well, no, that doesn't count. But still, I still think what he said was wrong. Because all these characters too, Robert E. Patrick, playing Peacemaker's dad, Augie, like he's also from the DCEU. Hopefully, I get what I'm trying to say.
Only appeared in the previously on segment and flashbacks. He is dead, and he's based on 2 different characters. He's based on Wolfgang Schmidt, which is Peacemaker's Nazi father, and the White Dragon, a present-day neo-Nazi supervillain. Then there's Jennifer Holland as
Yo, I don't know what that was. My fault, yo.
Amelia Harcourt, returning from her appearances in The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker Season 1, both of whom should be entirely canon. She's a founder of Checkmate and Chris Smith's girlfriend. Danielle Brooks as Leota Adebayo isn't technically a direct adaptation of a comic book character, but I'd consider her an adaptation of Coretta Waller, Amanda Waller's daughter. She's also a Checkmate founder, she's recently divorced, and her role in Peacemaker Season 1 should be entirely canon as well, aside from the time that she mentioned the Justice League, but we saw how that changed. Jaina Hudson, aka the White Rabbit, is played by Brie Noelle. She's a Batman villain in the comics who appeared only in a cameo rejected from the Justice Gang. I don't think we'll ever see her again.
Yeah.
Captain Triumph is a very loose adaptation of a completely different comic book character. In the comics, he's Lance Gallant, a World War II Golden Age hero who gains powers by merging with the ghost of his dead brother. Here, he's Keith Smith, played by David Denman, the Earth X counterpart of Chris's dead brother, the only surviving member of the top trio, and definitely a lot more okay with the Nazi world that he lives in than his father was. I don't know if this should even be considered an adaptation. It's really only in name, and only the alter ego, not even the actual name. A few of the rest of the Earth X characters are also technically adaptations of DC characters. Included in this are Peacemaker, Kind of Blue Dragon, Amelia Harcourt, Rick Flag Jr., and the Vigilante. Including them brings the DC character introductions to 14 in Peacemaker Season 2, but they're also only Earth X versions of characters who already appeared, so maybe not. Sasha Bordeaux is another founder of Checkmate, played by Saul Rodriguez. She'll return whenever the rest do. Finally, Rick Flag Jr., played by Joel Kinnaman, appearing in flashback only. His role in The Suicide Squad is entirely canon, and even a bit of Suicide Squad, specifically him dating Enchantress at the very least. He's dead, but still affecting things all the time, in Peacemaker Season 1, in Creature Commandos, and in Peacemaker Season 2, which lays the groundwork for the entire chapter, so his death is meaningful to the entire chapter. That brings us to 90 characters, but there are more
That's
characters who have
crazy.
appeared, they just haven't had a full appearance. So I saved it for its own separate category. For instance, characters who were only pictured, like the Superman mural, which showcases artistic recreations of 25 DC characters plus Maxwell Lord. Included in this are Sister Symmetry, Silent Knight, Exoristos, Black Pirate, Miss Liberty, Max Mercury, Super Chief, El Diablo, Lucifer the Horse, Gladiator, Ghost of Flanders, Sandman, Amazing Man, Giovanni Zatara, Liberty Bell, Bullet Man, Bullet Girl, TNT, Dynamite, Phantom Lady, Atomic Knight, Moana, or maybe Freedom Beast, Wildcat, Vibe, and Gunfire. A bit more than an artistic image, the Earth X version of the Rainbow Creature was pictured in Peacemaker
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna watch that. No, no. I don't care about the background shit. He said he'll do another video on that, so alright. But anyways, sorry that I haven't posted on YouTube in a long ass time. I'm gonna start posting again. I just like I don't know. I had like a little brain fart last couple weeks. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do for this shit. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So I know this is mad unprofessional. This is like mad unorganized. This is all over the place. But I promise you, stick it through with me. I'm gonna figure this shit out. I'm gonna understand how this YouTube slash live streaming shit works. I'm gonna get there. This is my first ever PC that I own that I'm actually using. I've only used PCs, laptops, or whatever in school. And at that, it was only for like homework and schoolwork and shit like that. So I don't know how to work any of this. So bear with me. I'm sorry if it's mad all over the place for you, but I promise you, if you thug it out with me on the other side, which is probably like a year from now, or probably even less, way less, I'll have all this shit figured out and I'll know what I'm doing and when I'm posting. Appreciate y'all. Um, like, subscribe, comment, and please, like I said earlier in the video, please don't come to my channel with that negative shit. I don't like that and I don't need that. Please, please, please. None of us need that. Nobody needs that. But please, thank you. Love you. Deuces. So do people still say deuces? I don't think so. Anyways, deuces.